What's poppin'?
Got my heart, put it up, bum bum. Saying I'm too sweet like a dum dum.
What is up, YouTube? Back with another video. You already know what it is. How to wear that Houston merch, because you already know round 1, game 5 of the playoffs versus OKC. And with Westbrook back, you know we taking it. So it's donezo. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I know I haven't posted in a couple of days, and the reason being is because we actually were getting ready for the hurricane that was supposed to hit Houston. Thankfully it didn't, but not so thankfully it hit Louisiana really bad, and our prayers go out to everybody in Louisiana and everybody else that was affected, because I mean, we know what it's like to be hit with tragedy. We do. And you guys have experienced it before. And so just prayers out to you, man. All of y'all, because we know what it's like, and we definitely want to be there for support for y'all. We got a story time today. Like I said, really haven't been leaving the house because of the whole hurricane scared. Like I said, we really haven't been leaving the house because of the whole hurricane scare. So I haven't gone outside and filmed anything, and I don't want to go like a whole week or two without filming something. So today we're doing a little story time. And I'm going to talk about the first time I actually ever stepped off school property. Like the first time I ever did it. I was in ninth grade, I think. Yeah, ninth grade, because this is the first time I ever skipped, like in general. Well, not skipped like in general, but ninth grade is when I first started experimenting stuff like skipping and stuff like that. And so it wasn't my first time skipping class, because I actually had a best friend. We're gonna name him Josh just to keep identities covered. I had a best friend that came up to me one day during our fourth period and was all like, hey, do you want to skip fourth period? And it was so easy to skip fourth period because the way fourth period was set up, I don't know if a lot of y'all can relate, was that your fourth period was lunch period. And so it was A lunch and B lunch and C lunch, like back to back connected. So when A lunch was leaving, B lunch would come in, right? And so we had A lunch. What we would do is stay for A lunch, and then when A lunch was heading out, we'd walk out to the cafeteria and then come right back for B lunch, right? And so then we'd do the same thing for C lunch. And that's how we ended up skipping like fourth period. That's how everybody did it, really. And so I remember one day my best friend came up to me while walking the second period, and he was all like, hey dude, everybody has talked about this, walking off school property and skipping the whole day of school, and everybody talks about going across the street down this neighborhood to a park that was there, right? And I was kind of iffy about it because the most skipping I've ever done was fourth period, you know, and it was so easy because you couldn't get caught. Well, you could, but you would have to like just not care and walk around all the time and get seen by the principals, right? And so I was a little iffy about it, and I was like, I don't know, man, because this is a way you can really get caught. What if we go and there's cops down there and they see us? Like, this is a big thing now. Like, this is complete truancy. We're walking on school property, right? I wasn't ready to go to jail. I was probably like 13. Little kid like me is gonna get bullied in jail, man. I can't do it. I was a lot smaller too, so there was no way I was doing it. And my friend ended up convincing me, and he was like, nah, man, everybody's doing it. Let's go. Let's try it just once. And I was just all like, you know what? All right, we'll do it once. And so I mentioned this in a previous video, my other story time before this one, about the time that I threw a pen at a teacher, that there's a ninth grade center. And the way the ninth grade center is set up is that upstairs, it was a big old lobby, right? On the other side of the building, there was a second stairwell that would take you down. But the main stairwell would take you down into the main corridor to take you to the other building. This one would leave you on the side of the building, and you'd have to walk on the side of the building, turn the corner, and then get to the main building. The way it was set up is that there was no cameras anywhere around that corner at the time, because it used to be another school there, but that school ended up going somewhere else. So they donated the building to the other school, our school, right? So they hadn't put any cameras or anything there yet. And so we walked down that stairwell, and the minute we got a coast is clear, we ran across the street. But I kid you not, like I'm not playing. The minute we touched the street, we yelled and screamed and laughed like I don't know. It was like that SpongeBob meme where they're running down and then Squidward's just staring at them like that. You know what I'm talking about? And we were just running across the street going, yeah, we did it, yeah. And we were being stupid. And there's cars coming and they're staring at us and people are honking at us, watching us leave school property. But nobody ended up following us, right? So we get to this street that leads into a neighborhood, and we're walking down this neighborhood street, and all we have to do is keep walking straight and we'll get to the park. We could see the park. It's right there, right? And I was still kind of iffy about it. I was just all like, I don't know, because what if we get caught? Like, this is big. This is big. This isn't just like cops can catch us and literally take us. You know what I mean? And so I was kind of freaking out. And my buddy was just like completely chill about it. I don't know how he was doing it, but he was completely chill about it. I was looking around, making sure nobody was like watching us, right? And out of nowhere, a man opens up his garage door and calls out to us, and he's all like, "Hey, buddy." And I turned around and I was all like, "Yes, sir." My friend stops as well, and he turns back around, and the guy goes, "What are you doing staring at my car?" At this point, I didn't know what was going on. I thought he was just playing with us or something. I was all like, I wasn't staring at your car. I don't even remember if the guy had a car out in the driveway, because remember, his garage door was closed. So there was no way to look at his car if his garage door was closed. And I don't remember if he had it out in the driveway. He looked at me and he was all like, "Hey man, I saw you looking at my car. Legit just saw you. What are you trying to do? Steal it?" And I was just all like, "Nah man, like I wasn't even looking at your car. We're really just trying to get to my house down the street because I forgot my school ID and he's coming with me and we're gonna head back to the school." And the guy was all like, "No, I just seen you look at my car. You're lucky I don't go inside, go get my piece and shoot you up." And I started freaking out. I was all like, what is going on? Is this man serious? Is he really threatening to shoot me? Just because apparently to him, I looked at his car, and to be honest, I didn't even know if he had a car out there. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know. I didn't even remember looking at a car. And so the man's all like, "You're a thief. I could see it in your eyes." And I was all like, I never stolen anything in my life. The man gave this logic to me. He's all like, "Have you ever borrowed a pencil?" And I was all like, "Yeah, of course. People come to school unprepared all the time. They borrow pens and pencils." He's all like, "Okay, do you give that pencil back every time you borrow it?" And I tell him, honestly, no, because sometimes I'll forget or sometimes I'll need it for my next period. He's all like, "Thief." And I was just like, really? Like, that's the analogy you give me? Like, in my head, I'm trying to piece this together. Did this man just tell me I'm a thief because I've stolen a 25-cent pencil? I guess, right? I guess that counts as a thief because you're taking it and you're not giving it back, right? But this man went from a pencil to a car. Way out the options here. And so I'm freaking out and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I wasn't going to steal your car. I didn't even know, like, I don't know what you're talking about. And the man's all like, "I'm literally about to go get my gun and shoot you. Like, this is no game." And at this point, I don't know what's going on. My friend and I are freaking out. He looks at my friend and he's all like, you're a good kid. You shouldn't be hanging out with this kid. I can see it in his eyes. He's a bad influence. And in my head, I was all like, bad influence? Hold up, homeboy. He was the one that just convinced me to leave school, to come to this park. What do you mean I'm the bad influence? I was skeptical about this in the first place. And now you're telling him that I'm the bad influence? What is going on? And so this guy is talking to my friend, telling him how he should do better and not hang out with people like me because all we do is look for trouble. And I'm just like, dude, I'm getting talked down on by this man that I don't even know, who apparently wants to shoot me for looking at his car, which I didn't even look at. And so he looks at us, he looks at me, and then he looks at him, and then he looks back at me. So like, where are you going? And I was all like, I just told you, I'm going to my house down the street. I left my school ID there. We go to school across the street right here. I'm going to go get my ID, pick it up, come back to the school. He's all like, no, you're going back to the school right now. He's all like, and I'm gonna watch you from here walk through that front office door and tell them that you were trying to steal my car. And I was all like, hold up. You want me to walk back to the school I just left from? Tell them that I walked off school property to come look at a vehicle and contemplate stealing it, which is 50% not true. And the guy was all like, yeah, I want you to go in there into the main office and go tell your principal, hey, I tried to steal that man's car. And I was freaking out. I was all like, this man wants me to go tell somebody something that's not true. And so I start turning around and I'm like, dude, I tell my friend, I'm like, dude, let's just go back. And we decided we're both gonna just go back. And the man's all like, the man's standing there staring, watching us walk back, and he screams, he's all like, I want to see you walk through that front office. Of course I wasn't gonna go and tell somebody that I contemplated stealing this man's car. So we ended up running back across the street on the side of the building where we left from, because like I said, there's no cameras, so they can't see anything, and walking into the front door of the building while this man is staring at us. I'm looking back and he's legit staring at us. We walk in there and there's a lady at the front desk. She looks at us and she's all like, can I help you? And I was all like, oh yeah, I was already in my second period. I was already chilling in there, and teacher freaked out because I didn't have my ID and she didn't even notice. So she sent me out to come get a temporary. And then my friend said, oh, same thing. We were both in the same class. So the lady printed us out temporary IDs, right? We can't go to class at this point anymore because we're about 30 minutes into the period. And if you know, after 15 minutes, they count you absent for the period. So there was no point in going anymore. We'd still get marked absent, 1. 2, of course they would know we were skipping if we would just walk in and be like, oh, I was in the bathroom, or oh, I was helping a teacher. They would ask for a pass. So there was no point. So we actually just ended up chilling in one of the halls where the teachers rarely pass by and there's no cameras there either, and just sat there just talking about what just happened earlier. And yeah, we didn't get caught, but that taught me never again. After that, I did not leave school property. Yes, I did. But that is the end of this story time. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below, like, do you actually like the story times, or am I just wasting my time telling you meaningless stories that you don't care about, right? Doesn't matter. If you like the video, like it, you know? If you want to subscribe, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Because remember, we're trying to hit 500. And if we do hit 500 by the end of the year, I'm shaving all this off. All of it. It's all going away. I'm going bald. And so if you want to see that, we'll make a vlog out of it too. Just subscribe, share it to your friends, tell them to subscribe. Because if we hit 500 by December 31st, 11:59, we're going bald. This is what we're doing. We're going bald. Other than that, I mean, we got nothing else right now, so we're out. Peace.
I can't live in a world with no love, no, no love, no, no. I can't live